Buying a home is a big purchase, and chances are, when you want to buy your home, you'll have some money for a down payment, but you won't have all the money it takes to buy the house. In that case, you'll have to go to a bank and tell the bank how much money you need to borrow to make up the difference between the down payment and the price of the house. In turn, they'll loan you the money, but when you pay that money back, you'll not only have to pay back that money that you borrowed, that's the principal, but you'll also have to pay back some interest on that money. That should seem very familiar to you because we saw exactly the same thing when we were looking at installment buying. In fact, when we looked at installment buying, we saw that when you buy something, you spend money on the down payment, the principal, and the interest. And when it comes time to pay that money back, you're only paying back the principal and the interest, not the down payment. We also saw that if you want to find out how much you'll have to pay every month, you divide that total principal and interest by the number of months you pay to get the monthly payment. What we'll see with mortgages is that finding that monthly payment is a little more complicated because the interest that we're paying on that mortgage is compounded. So let's look at an example. Megan bought a $240,000 house. She paid 10% down and financed the rest with a 30-year mortgage. If the interest rate on the mortgage was 5%, what was her monthly mortgage payment? So let's start by looking at what the down payment did for the amount she has to borrow. The down payment is 10% of the price of the house, which is $24,000. The difference between that and the price of the house is the amount of the mortgage, the amount she'll have to borrow, which is $216,000. Now, in order to find the monthly payment, we've got some choices. We can use a formula to find the monthly payment, or we can use an amortization table. We'll look at both methods and see how they compare. So first, the formula. So we'll need to know the principal, that's the amount that was borrowed, the interest rate expressed as a decimal, the number of payments per year, these are monthly payments, so that's 12, and the number of years for the loan, which is 30. Now, putting those numbers in the formula gives us something rather complicated, and we'll have to be very careful in using a calculator to evaluate this. But once we do all the steps, and we hang on to all those decimal points until the end, and then finally round at the last step, we get a monthly mortgage payment of $1,159.53. Now, instead of using the formula, let's try to use an amortization table to find that monthly payment. One thing that's really important about the table is to notice that at the top it tells you that the table will give you the monthly payment per $1,000 of mortgage, and that includes principal and interest. So let's start by thinking about the principal that we are borrowing, $216,000, and figure out how many thousands of dollars that is. So 216,000 is 216 thousandths. Makes sense, right? Now the table will give us the payment per $1,000 mortgage if we know the interest rate, which we do, it's 5%, and the number of years, which we do, is 30 years. Where those two intersect is $5.37. So the monthly payment for every $1,000 that's borrowed is $5.37. And since we borrow 216 of those thousands, that means that the monthly payment is $5.37 times 216, which is $1,159.92. Now you may notice that the two answers that we got for the formula and using the table are slightly different. They only vary by a few cents, and that's really because of the rounding that's going on to create the table. Now, let's go back to the problem and answer the question, what was her monthly mortgage payment? We'll go ahead and use the $1,159.92 that we got from the table. And let's answer one more question. How much interest did she pay on the loan? So, remember what goes on with this problem. She's buying this house for $240,000, but she's not borrowing that entire amount of money. She borrowed $216,000. And she paid that money back by making monthly payments of $1,159.52. So in month 1, she pays that money, which is principal plus interest, back to the bank. In month 2, she pays that same amount of money back to the bank. And she keeps doing that for month 3 and month 4 and month 5. And she does that for 30 years. 12 times a year, that's 360 payments of $1,159.52. So what's the total that she paid in that 30 years? Well, 360 payments of $1,159.52 is a total paid to the bank of $417,427.20. Remember, that was principal plus interest. And what we've been asked is, how much interest did she pay? So to get the interest, we'll take that total that was paid in principal and interest and subtract the principal that she paid to get a total amount of interest of $201,427.20.